Two-thirds of Americans are at risk to experience blackout. You could be one of them, sitting in the dark and cold for hours, for days, maybe even weeks. Are you ready to protect your family? You could be with Patriot Power Solar Generator 2000X. Folks say this new solar generator from 4Patriots is worth its weight in gold. Why? Because this generator has double the capacity and is expandable so you can run the big appliances like your fridge even longer. Or other devices like an electric blanket, microwave, RV air conditioner, or even an electric wheelchair. You also get 12 outlets, including 4 AC outlets, so you can power more devices at once, and 2 USB-C outlets, which can charge your phone 20 times faster than a regular plug. Best of all, this new solar generator is fume-free, safe to use inside, and never needs gas, ever. Over 150,000 Americans trust Patriot Power generators. Go to 4patriots.com/VTTGW to get your solar generator now. You'll even get a solar panel included free.
Hey, what's up, Mental Health Nation? Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. Quick side note, Lynn's out traveling today. She may pop in, may not. Assuming she won't be able to. But work becomes before pleasure, except for me. I'm retired, so every day Saturday for me. Don't be a hater, just be a lover. Hey, real quick, Reads Across America replays my podcast on Fridays at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 10 p.m. Super easy to find. You guys all heard it before. You just download your favorite app, whether it's the iTunes app, the iHeartRadio app, or the Odyssey app, and search for Reads Across America Radio. Not only for my program, there's a lot of great podcasts out there, and they play a lot of great music in between the podcasts. I'm so thankful to be a part of them. And of course, up there's the QR code, the Reads Across America. You can scan that with your phone, and you go to their website, and you can donate $5 to ensure that all the veterans of the past can have that wreath put on their gravestone during the holidays. Such an important thing that they do, and such a wonderful thing they do for our veterans out there. But hey, I know a lot of crazy stuff's going on. You guys all survived the eclipse. Yay! That's why I got my red background up today. There's a whole lot of BS going on about it. Of course, here in Italy, we did not see the eclipse because it was nighttime here and cloudy, so I wouldn't have saw it anyway. It was kind of interesting to see all the stuff online. Do you guys see all that stuff online, all the craziness? Oh, it's the end of the world, and the collider's going to open up a black hole and suck us all in, and none of that happened. So, well, it's a good thing. I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong. I'm kind of glad we didn't get sucked into a black hole. That would kind of made it hard to do the podcast or anything else that for that matter. But hey, I hope everybody's just having a good week. My week here has been it's been okay. If you saw my mental health minute today, I was a little frustrated in the car, and I screamed. Ah! I just had to get all the negative energy out before I went to the gym and had a good workout. I strained my abdominal muscle a little bit, so a little bit discomfort right now. But hey, no pain, no gain. Just like I said before, if I go to the gym and I'm in pain, I know why I'm in pain, right? And so as I manage my injuries and other stuff, at least I know why I'm hurting. And I know that I'll recover from that. And so that's important, right? And one thing I talked about is, not anything's impossible. And so if you break out impossible, it says, I'm possible, and you are possible to achieve anything you want to achieve. I find it kind of interesting. I'm going to talk about this, but before I jump into that, we heard the advertisement before for 4Patriots. The seasons are changing, eclipses are coming. We're having earthquakes here in Italy. Mount Vesuvius isn't smoking yet, thank God, because I can see it out my window from my house. But hey, it's always good to be prepared, right? Just like with your mental health or anything else. So hey, if you need some food or a generator or whatever, just go to 4Patriots and use the code scrolling at the bottom to save you some money. It's always important to have at least 3 months worth of food, water, and provisions at your house. I've always did that. I've done that my whole life. I've done that even here in Italy, because you never know when something's going to happen. And it's better to be over-prepared than under-prepared. And that's the same thing with your mental health. It's always good to be over-prepared and ready for anything that happens. And that's why I do the Mental Health Warrior podcast. I hope to give you guys some tools for your toolbox. And I tell you, if you haven't been on Ear Kick, the mental health app that I talk about all the time, they have. I just posted it on the chat. Just go to Earkick and you can download the app. It's free. Hey, what's going on, Jeremy? Hope you're doing okay today. And that's I always talk about it, right? It's one of the best mental health apps that's out there. It's designed for children. It's designed for adults. It's designed for anybody. But the AI that they have on the back of that, they were kind of at the forefront of it, and it's truly amazing. You can have conversations with the panda now. You can rename it. Just does so many things, and all the videos they have out there for anxiety and other stuff. It's truly amazing. It's free, and what they have done for that is amazing. So hey, if you just need something, something you just want to load or some music you want to play, they have different types of calming music on there you can listen to, and different videos out there on how to deal with anxiety and other stuff, and it's pretty amazing. So if you get a chance, if you iPhone or Android, feel free to go out there and download it. Just Earkick. Of course, the co-founder has been on my podcast twice. She's an amazing woman, and just really proud not only to have her on my podcast, but I use Earkick every single day. I love it. I think it's just it, and it might not just be that I have anything going on or something bad. It's nice to go and just write down something. Sometimes if you say something good about yourself, it makes you feel better. And on Earkick, if I write down, oh well, I was happy because I accomplished this today, and I gave myself a pat on the back or whatever. It's strange though, but just to type that into this app makes me feel better. I don't, during the day here, I'm retired. People are gone from the house or working at school, and I'll go to the gym and work out, or I'll run, and sometimes I'll visit with my neighbors. But, for the most part, if I'm not doing anything, I'm alone by myself, so I have to give myself pats on the back. But I do feel accomplished when I do get stuff done. And it really makes me feel better about myself and what's going on. But they always say try something new. I started my private Italian lessons yesterday, so I'm super excited about that. I'm really hoping to, really get to know the Italian language. It's been kind of hard for me. Of course, I'm old. Turned double nickel this year, later on this year. So, but I'll do it. I'll get it in. I practice it every day. I practice today. Practice my numbers. I practice my months, the days, and then I've been practicing the io sono verbs, the I verbs, the io verbs, which is interesting in Italian. For people that know that, is the H is always silent in words, and so it's kind of it confuses you some when you see it. You would say the H sound, but the H sound doesn't exist, and so it's something to get used to. But I'm excited about it. It gives me a challenge. It challenges my brain. They always say that no matter how old you are, as long as you keep challenging your brain, it's great for your mental health. It's great for something. But if anything, what I do in the mornings is I get up and everybody leaves, Crystal goes to work, Lloyd goes to school, and I sit there with my morning coffee and I go through I have homework now since I have my instructor, my tutor, and she's great. So she gives me a bunch of homework. So this morning I was working on my homework she gave me, and then I had to write down each day. I got to write down 5 words that are common that I use every day. And so I started writing down food because it's kind of stressful to go to the grocery store here. I feel like a child, so I'm using my Google Translate to kind of figure what I want. But when I go to check out, it's can be a stressful event. I'm getting used to it now because I've been to the store a bunch, but early on it was. And the instructor asked me, because what's your goal with learning Italian? I was like, just be able to go to the damn grocery store and don't feel like an idiot. That would be great for me. That'd be awesome. But it's kind of funny. But I'll get better on that. Of course, if you saw my mental health minute on Monday, I have a Italian friend. His name's Pepe. He's the same age as I am, and he tore his Achilles tendon, and he was really depressed about that. But he's able to walk down. He just started back to work. So Monday he wanted to go and walk in the water there at the beach on the ocean. And so I went with him, and we walked up and down and visited. And he's helping me with the dialect here in Naples. They'll all tell you they have more of a country dialect, which growing up in the country, I can understand that. I can get that. But it's amazing to talk with him, and this says a lot about resilience. Now, I've showed pictures of him on my social media. You go out there and find him. He works at the restaurant that we go to on Fridays, because that's I cook every day of the week, but on Fridays I want to go out, and Cane's is just such a great restaurant to eat at. They're family friendly. Of course, they speak English, but they've cooked really authentic, Napoleon food, and they just really cater to the family environment. And Lloyd loves going there, and it's interesting because no matter how busy they are, and I don't know why they do this. I need to ask him, but they'll cut Lloyd's steak up. They'll stand there next to him and they'll cut his steak up. They do that for other people, but I just always found that they interesting. The waiter's sitting there and he's cutting Lloyd's steak up. But so thankful for that. But I met Pepe through there, and we become friends. But he's had a lot of health issues, and had a motorcycle wreck, and his legs messed up, and then he tore his Achilles tendon, and he was down from work for 3 months. Not like in America. Italy's a little bit different, so he wasn't making any money while he was home. But there was a couple of days that he was depressed, but for the most part, he's just a happy-go-lucky guy. And man, I think to myself, here's a guy who has some genetic issues. He has, been in a motorcycle wreck. He has bone issues and constant pain. But the guy always has a smile on his face. He's a true inspiration to me, I'll have to say, because there's days that I've got bad days and whatever, and I kind of feel sorry for myself. But then I think about this guy who I didn't even knew existed until 3 months ago. And we become fast friends because he's just a good dude, right? You guys know veterans. We know good dudes when you see them, right? And he's just a good, fun guy to hang out with. But he's mentally tough, this guy. I mean, really, the shit that he's been through, man. I tell you what, yeah. And so, he's never served in the military, but you don't have to, right? You can be a good dude without being military. But yeah, he really, pretty amazing guy. And we were talking, and his daughter started college in Germany, his oldest daughter. She's about the same age as my son. And so I had given him a signed copy of my book because he wanted it for his daughter to give to her. And we're talking about his daughter, and it's pretty interesting. So she's 20 years old. She's fluent in Russian, German, I think French, and English. That's pretty amazing. Matter of fact, she was going to go to college in Russia. However, she had to switch to Germany because of the war going on with Ukraine. And I just thought, what amazing to be 20 years old and to speak Russian. I mean, that's a hard language to learn, but that's pretty impressive. I met his daughter one time. She's a very nice young lady, but pretty impressive. And I know I just kind of went on tangent there, but it's just important. And this week with the mental health minutes and stuff, I just really been talking about positive things and keeping your mindset right. And that's one thing I want to talk about is with my friend Pepe and everything going on in his life, he keeps a positive mindset. And it sounds so simple, but yet it's so hard to do. You can have lots of things wrong with you. You can do something. But you ever notice there's always those people out there that no matter what happens to them, they have a positive mindset? It's pretty amazing. And it's funny because I was this guy, right? My mind would control so many aspects of my life that it would keep me from doing things, right? And so my mind convinced me that I was having heart troubles, and my mind convinced me I don't have any of that. I'm 54 years old, and I let's go run 10 miles right now. Let's go arm curl 100 pounds. I can still dumbbell curl 50 pounds on the dumbbells. I'm in great shape. I've kept myself in shape my whole life. But my mind will make me act like I'm the guy who's, never worked out a day in his life and is 150 pounds overweight. I can't do anything. And there was at some point in time in my life that it kept me from doing things that I enjoy. And I remember one time it kept me from running for 3 months. Just how messed up my mind was. And you guys all know about me. You know I like to run. I haven't been running much here in Italy because back in Virginia, I got too busy running too much. And I just felt like my body was getting weaker. And so I've really been concentrating on doing Pilates and lifting weights. And so I haven't been running as much. I still run once a week, but just not as much as I was in Virginia. I just wanted to get more cut, right? And so one thing you have to realize is that muscles there in themselves don't know age. They just know atrophy and not working out. And so, the more you work out and the more keep yourself strong, your muscles are always going to work and always be there. And so, I just been concentrating on that, and I feel better. I had a bad morning, not really a bad morning, but I was kind of had a lot of negative energy and shouted it all out, and then went to the gym and worked out and felt a lot better. And days I don't work out, I don't feel all that great. But we've talked about that, right? It's for me, working out is my me time, my decompression time. Your decompression time, whatever it is for yourself, you have to find it. I know you love your family. I know you love staying with them, but you have to find that decompression time for yourself. And if you like to read, still got my book available on website, Mental Health Warrior. You go out there, I've discounted it. Go ahead and get your book ordered and I'll sign it, get out to you. But it's a great read. It talks about a lot of great things. Not only what I did on 9/11, but boat rescue, but also a lot of tips out there for your mental health. But find something that you enjoy for yourself, no matter what it is. We play video games in my house. Wife and son's in the other room right now playing Destiny 2. We generally play we don't really watch TV here. We play the video game. And so we'll play, I'll play the PS5 up until that time to go to bed. And then if I'm still playing, okay, you guys are going to think this is kind of stupid. Okay. So on Destiny, I don't know if any of you played Destiny 2, and if you do, my title out there is Libby013. But they had Iron Banner going on, and it's just a special crucible where you fight each other in it. And you have a 6-on-6 team. You can have teammates with you, but I normally just play by myself. And so in Iron Banner, you can get up so much rank, and then after 100 matches that you win, you get this medal. And so Monday night, because Iron Banner usually ended early, it usually ends on Monday, didn't this time till Tuesday, but I stayed up until, I know you guys don't think this is stupid. Not for me though, because I was proud of myself. Till 3 a.m. To get this banner, and that was to get the Iron Lord. There you go, the Iron Lord banner. So I got that title. I made it. And what a sense of accomplishment I had. Dang it, I had to get there 100 wins to get it, and I fought hard, and I got to 93, and I was like, okay, I'm going to finish this out. And it was about 11 o'clock at night. I said, no problem, we'll get through this. And I went in, got to 97, and of course you play 10-minute rounds. And for 7 times in a row, my team lost in the last minute or 30 seconds. And I was like, gosh, I'm just ready to go to bed. My controller's going dead. It's getting slow. It's starting to blip out. My battery's going nuts. And the very last game, we won. And as soon as we won and it popped up, my controller went dead and the game shut off. But I did it. I made it. I was tired the next day because I still have to get up at 6 a.m. to get Lloyd to school. But on that 3-hour sleep, what a sense of accomplishment. And you see, I'm still excited about that. I'm still excited I got that banner. I got that title of the Iron Banner. I like playing Iron Banner. It's not on all the time, but if you play Destiny 2, you know what I'm talking about. It's it's like the Crucible or Fortnite or whatever. But you got to find something that brings you joy, brings you happiness. It's when you're having a bad day or things aren't going right. Lynn's not having a great time at work right now. She's very busy and she can't be on the podcast. She's traveling. I think she's having a tornado. She had tornado warnings where she was at. She texted and said she'll try to get on, but she probably won't be able to make it. Yesterday, I talked about this in my mental health minute, and I hope you guys enjoy the minutes. I really try to, I get pretty personal on the minutes and stuff, and they're kind of important for me to do. I don't do them on the weekend because sometimes I got to have a break from it. But it's I just lost my train of thought completely. Wow. Huh. Oh well, I'll come back. It'll pop back in my head. It'll come back to it. But it's that's what I like about Lynn. She gets steer me back around to it. But it's just a really important to make something that when you're having a bad day or you're upset, it's like the vacation I was talking about last week. The vacation blues and stuff. Have that something or that thought that can make you feel better. And one thing I started doing here in Italy is you guys watch me is I picked up a little hobby because I don't have my Mustang here to work on. I don't have a car, or I piddle with the car that we have. But I really don't have. I can't fix anything here in the apartment because they're under contract with the Italian National to fix everything. So we've been collecting sea glass, and so one of the projects I've been doing is I've been making gifts for friends of mine with the sea glass, and so somebody's asked me something about Division Two. I don't have my glasses on. Let me throw my glasses on and see. Let's see. Have you played the Division Two? No, I have not played that yet, but I can look into it. So what? Hey, somebody's talking about video games. He paused the podcast to talk about it. I'm just sorry, just the way it is. But one of the things I've been working on, I'm kind of proud of. I just made these last night. Is sea glass can be quite valuable. And so what I've done is make gifts is I'm making different things to get the family friends. So this is one of the things I made with the sea glass. And what this is it holds shot glasses. But what you see inside of it is sea glass. And some of that sea glass, is a couple hundred years old. And so that's pretty cool. We found it on the beach of Monopoly. Another thing I made this is the coaster holder. And these are the different coasters for the holder. You see, I only got a couple of colors to choose from, but this has been a fun hobby for me. And this one here I made, it's kind of cool. And I'm sorry for the guys that's listening on Reach Across America Radio. You can go out on all my social media. You can see the replay of this podcast. But this one here is kind of cool because it sits on top of a wine bottle like this, and then you slide your wine glasses in, and it holds the wine glasses. So it slides on top of the bottle and holds 2 wine glasses. So that's kind of cool. And I got some other different patterns for the coasters. So it's just a nice little hobby I picked up. And I enjoy it. You have to clean the sea glass and get it ready. And then you have to mix the resin and stuff and pour it and wait 24 hours. I need to find some type of a cork backing to put on it, but I'll work on that. But it's just important to find something. Hey, is Division Two? Is it a war game? I'll look it up after the podcast. I don't look it up now that I'm on the phone; it'll distract me. But so yeah. So if you guys play video games and you want to look me up, I'm going to throw it out there real quick. Hang on a second. This is my screen name, and I have if you want to search for me, I have a PS5, but yeah, that's my screen name, Libby013. Libby used to be my dog several years ago, so that's my screen name. So if you guys play Destiny, I've been playing Helldivers too. I don't know if you guys have been playing that, but Chris, the producer, got me hooked on Helldivers. But the point of all this is, sorry, I just get on tangents here, is, find something that you can do that you enjoy. I talk about my father. He was a big video gamer, and he played it until he died. He had the PS4 then, but he had a heart attack and he couldn't do a lot of things that he could do, but he could play the video game, and it gave him joy and happiness to be able to do something. And so if you're somebody out there who's like my friend Pepe, who suffered an injury and he couldn't walk for 3 months, he couldn't work, and he was, stuck in his house. And if something's happened to you and you're injured and you can't do the things that you could do before, try to find something new. I'd never messed with resin and making this stuff. I mean, it's not rocket science, but to get the resin mixed right and make sure it comes out clear and no air bubbles in it, and you got to fiddle with it. And then you have to pick out the pieces of sea glass that won't stick out of the mold, when you pour the resin in and stuff. And then sometimes bubble gets underneath the sea glass. But it's been something that for me, it's given me something else to do during the day. If I'm not working out and not doing the podcast, or the mental health. It's something else to do. And so it's important for people out there listening, find something to do within your abilities. There's something you could do. If you don't think there is, you're wrong. You can read a book. You can start playing video games. There's a million things you could do. Just find something you can do within your limitations. Why be miserable? I was miserable for too many years. I wasted too much of my life being miserable, being depressed. I really have. Uh, and how ridiculous is that? I mean, I've gone through injuries in my life where I couldn't do stuff that I wanted to do and other stuff, and I'm just not going to go back to doing that. And I hope people listening here on this podcast, I hope you think in the same way. I hope you're making your mind stronger. I hope you're not allowing your mind to limit yourself and what you can do, because you should be doing that. I get it. It's easy to do. We've all know it. We all know our mind can talk us out of doing stuff, but you can talk your mind and control your mind, because really in life, it's the only thing you can control, right? We couldn't control the eclipse. You couldn't control earthquakes. You can't control anything. You can't control people, right? But you can control your mind. No thought in itself organically has ever hurt anybody. It could lead you to doing other things to yourself, but a thought in itself can't hurt you. I talk about this all the time, is if you're sitting in a room, in that dark room, and you're having a bad day and your thoughts all screwed up in your head, get up and leave the room. Go do something else. Why sit in that room? I used to do that. Go in a different room. Go see and do something differently. Why do you have to stay in that room? Turn the light on. Watch Rick and Morty. I love Rick and Morty. I watch them all the time. But just do something different. Get on social media and talk with friends. Download Earkick. Talk with an AI panda. Kind of funny, but hey, he'll have a very good conversation with you. But just don't sit there and allow yourself to loop yourself into that train of thinking, because it's not going to go anywhere good. I know for a lot of people that springtime, and we're in the middle of spring now, we're right in the heart of it. Trees are blooming and grass is turning green. The birds are singing early in the morning. Of course, here in Italy, they sing late at night. Makes sense. Italians do everything late at night here. A lot of times they don't eat dinner till 8 o'clock at night. It's kind of funny. Restaurants will open up early because if there's around Americans, I know Americans eat dinner early, but I think that's why the birds sing at 8 o'clock at night. But anyway, it could be a stressful time. I mean, if you're coming out of winter and you're depressed, and maybe your therapy or whatever you've been going through isn't going quite as good as you thought, seeing change in the environment can be very stressful and add to your depression. And just don't let it. Try sun therapy. Look in some holistic stuff. I did yoga a year ago. They don't have yoga out here, so I switched to Pilates. Do something to get your mind out of that train of thought. And I know it won't be easy, and I talk about that a lot here this spring, because I just don't want somebody suffering at this time of year when you shouldn't be. You should be more positive. But I get it. Trust me, I fully understand it. But just try to be a little bit happier. Try to be a little bit more motivated to do something. Try to be a little bit more understanding to others. Try to forgive yourself. Hear me out. Forgive yourself a little bit. Because a lot of times we can be our own worst enemy. We can be our own worst critic. And sometimes we don't give ourselves the credit where our credit's due. And somebody says, oh, well, that's being selfish or self-centered. I don't think that's the case at all. I think if you did something that made you feel good, why can't you? Oh, man, I had a great day today. I think I'm going to have a piece of cake. or I had a great day today. I think I'm going to have a drink. Whatever that is. I'm drinking water tonight, my mason jar. I can't see it because it's green. Kind of funny, huh? Green screen. Reward yourself. What's wrong with that? Why can't we do that? Why are things so spun up and so the way they are that you feel like you can't reward yourself? And let's see here. Jeremy said something. I'll put my glasses on, see what he says. I know it's going to be good. Yeah, I get that. Sometimes social media gets a bad rep, but it can be for the good. Thanks for sharing that, Jeremy. Appreciate that. You guys read what he said. Brain fog can be caused by a lot of things. I forget what. There's some mineral in your body or something that you can be lacking that can cause brain fog. I'm sure you can Google it and find out. But it's important, and I'm glad that you were able to be the best version of yourself, right? Because that's so important. That's all we can do. That's all we can do in life is be the best version of us. And if other people can accept it, well, screw them. You know what? It's your fault, not mine. I'm going to be the best Cliff Bauman that I can be. Jeremy, you just said you're being the best person you can be. And anybody out there listening to the podcast, be the best person you can be. And the best version of yourself. That's great advice, Jeremy. I'm glad you said that, by the way. I hate wearing my glasses when I have my thing on because, oh, Jessica, I'm so sorry, Jessica. I called you Jeremy. See, that's why I got to put my glasses on. I apologize, Jessica. Please forgive me. I'll wear my glasses and pay attention a little bit better. But they're hard to put on with my things on. I just don't like them. I actually read an article where you can actually, if you wear your glasses only for reading, you can actually do exercises to make them stronger where you don't have to wear them for reading. I've been trying to do that, and I've improved a little bit, and I'm going to continue to do that. And it's just something that I'm really big in holistic medicine, so we'll see. But as somebody who suffers from ADHD, from my TBI, I totally understand that, and I totally get how things and how it's hard to become the best version of yourself. But you brought up a lot of great things, Jessica, and I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing with everybody. It means a lot. I guess Brian's not going to jump on tonight. Usually he's on, but I'll text him later and make sure he's doing okay. But it's pretty sad that a lot of people out there, and you guys see it as well as I do. You read the news, you know what's going on, all the craziness and all that stuff. But it's really getting to the point. It's very depressing to pick up your phone and look at the news and read the news nowadays. I just had to stop doing it. And not that I stopped completely, because if you follow me on X, I like to trigger people. I don't have my Don't Be a Trigger Pansy shirt on, but every day I have a cup of coffee and say, let's see, who can I trigger today? Because I think it's funny. But, hey, it's if it's just like wearing the t-shirt, don't be a triggered pansy. If those words on that t-shirt bother you, you probably ought to be looking into yourself somewhat, right? Because that's why the shirt was made. And if you don't have your Triggered Pansy shirt, you can go to VeteranTrashTalk.com and you can get all the great t-shirts and other t-shirts I have out there. I do design my t-shirt and I do sell them, but really I give my shirts out when I do speaking events. So selling them, it's not a big thing, but you can buy it. It has the saying on the back that's pretty popular. Maybe I'll redo the front and redo the shirt or something. I don't know. But, it's okay to take your phone and take a break from it. It's okay to step away. It's okay to, if something's bothering you that much, to take a break from it. And sometimes I think we get so spun up or so in the habit of doing stuff that it's hard to change. I was talking about last week on the vacation thing and maybe changing your routine to something different. Why is it that when you go on vacation, you do certain stuff that you could easily do at home, but you don't? But on vacation, it brought you joy. And why can't you make that transformation at your house to where those things that brought you joy on vacation, you can do at your home? We went, on vacation. I brought back the sea glass. I'm working on the projects and with the sea glass. But what do you think I'm thinking about as I'm sitting there, picking through the sea glass and trying to figure out what piece is going where and how I'm going to put the patterns of the colors. I'm thinking about the beach and what we did and the happiness. It goes back to what I talked earlier. If you're in a bad spot or things are going bad, Jessica, she went on Instagram and other things, just find out something that's going to make you smile again or make you put your mind in a better mindset. So don't let your mind control you. Keep your mind in a positive aspect. And if worse comes to worse, drink water. I haven't tried it yet because I haven't had a lot of anxiety lately. But they do say if you drink, if you're having a lot of anxiety, you drink water and have a cup of chamomile tea, that can help with anxiety. I haven't tried that yet. And if somebody has, throw it out there in the message. Tell me if it works or not. Because they say slowly what it does is it rewires your brain. So that'd be kind of interesting. But I know that can happen because I've really, in the past couple of years, pretty much since I've been doing podcasts, I've really been able to control my negative thoughts in my mind. And sometimes it's silly stuff. I was screaming in the car today. If you watch my Mental Health Minute, I screamed in my car. I'm sure if somebody in the parking lot saw me do that, they probably thought I was loco. But, hey, whatever. I just had to get the negative energy out. Sometimes you just got to shake it out. And I think that is so important. And so if anybody who's listening out there to my podcast, and God bless all of you that listen to me. I have no idea anybody will listen to me ramble on about stuff, but just know this. You, just like Jessica said, be the best version of yourself. And never forget this. And I'm going to close up the podcast here in a couple minutes, but I'm going to close out with this. No matter what frame of mind you are in, no matter what's going on, no matter what you think about yourself, no matter any of that, I'm going to tell you a couple of things right now. One, you're important. Two, you deserve happiness. You deserve those things. And I get it. Happiness used to bring me pain. And I have no idea why that is, but it did. And I had to break that habit of happiness would always bring on so much anxiety and depression because I knew something bad was going to happen. And I had to break that. So, you are important. You are very important. You deserve happiness. And I don't care what you think about yourself. I guarantee you there is somebody out there who loves you, who would be more than happy to talk with you, and who most definitely wants you here when the sun comes up tomorrow. So if you are that person, please reach out. Please talk to somebody. You know who I'm talking about. Get on VeteranTrashTalk.com Facebook page. Get on social media. Message somebody. Call somebody. Don't suffer alone. Nowadays, you don't need to. We have so many ways to communicate. And don't be afraid of happiness. Don't be afraid to change what you're doing, because I know change can be scary, but also change in itself can be extremely positive and have such a great, profound effect on your life. So, hey, I want to thank everybody for listening. I hope you enjoyed the Mental Health Warrior this week. I hope next week Lynn's in. You can go out and get a signed copy of my book, The Mental Health Warrior. It's available on my website, cliffordballman.com. That's how you spell my name. Or you can get on Amplify. You can get on Amplify, Amazon, or wherever you buy your books. Just know that the only ones from my website are the ones that are autographed. The Reads Across America, they replay this podcast on Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Sundays 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to listen to it again, or if you want to tell your friends about it and they weren't able to listen to the live show, they can watch it at Friday at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 10 p.m. And it's super easy to find. Just download the iHeartRadio app, the TuneIn app, or the Odyssey app, and search for Reese. And then you'll click on for Reach Across America to see not only my program, but all the great programming. And be sure to catch the Veterans Trash Talk hour on Saturdays. They always have great shows on Saturdays. You got the QR code up there in the corner. You can scan that for Reach Across America Radio, where you can go out and donate. $5, $10, $15, whatever you can donate to ensure that Reese there on the soldiers' graves who's passed on. I think it's so important, so humble to be part of them. But hey, take care of yourself this week. Have a great week. And just remember, do not let your mind control you. Remember, you're important. Remember, you deserve happiness. And remember, somebody out there does love you. Take care and have a great week.
This is a food warning. The UN warns of an unprecedented global hunger crisis. In fact, it's predicted by 2030 that 800 million folks will struggle to feed their families, which means two dangerous things for you. Number one, higher prices at the grocery store. Number two, less food available. And when panic strikes, it will be chaos, making it even harder to get the food your family needs to survive. That's why it's vital, more than ever, to have a survival food stockpile. Introducing the deluxe 3-month survival food kit from 4 Patriots. It has 688 servings of meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, with delicious recipes like pancakes, mac and cheese, Aztec chili, and potato soup. They've even got spaghetti and lasagna. This isn't your typical survival food, and over 200,000 smart Americans agree. This is survival food that actually tastes good. But best of all, it's designed to last up to 25 years. You can stash it away and be confident that when a disaster strikes, you and your family will be ready. Go to 4patriots.com/VTT to get the deluxe 3-month survival food kit